beautiful people. It is January 21st, 2025. Sorry, I skipped a little bit. Now I'm recording this video, and we're going to talk about why our society is falling apart and what is actually happening, not just in the YouTube world, but in the United States in general. Look around, y'all. Most places other than the United States are far way advanced than what we are. And what we're trying to do is play catch up and try to obtain knowledge that they have, either by bullying them to get that knowledge or forcing them out of our economy, right? That is all that is going on. But I want to gear it more so into the YouTube world. And then you can kind of look at things for what they are. Because once you realize what is happening and you see it, you will never be able to unsee the truth in what is actually happening to you and many other people as to why, one, you're not being able to grow the way you need to grow, and you have all the information. Continue to do that. It is not you. Let me repeat. It is not you that is the reason why you're not doing it. It's not something that you're necessarily doing wrong. Although people who are of this understanding already are going to play off of it and try to sell you as many courses as they can to profit off of what is actually going on. But let's go ahead and dabble into this. And I do got a couple of key pointers I have written down because I do not want to miss absolutely nothing when sharing this information with you. Y'all know how y'all girls get Lana do it. I provide you with the information as soon as I can get it. I'm giving it out to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and think back. I was sitting here this morning and I was just scrolling on my phone like we Americans do, you know, when we get caught up inside the YouTube world. I'm a content creator, but make no bones about it, I am a viewer as well, right? And a lot of my research comes from other content that I take in, I study from, and I apply on my own. But today I was just being a viewer, and I was kind of taking it easy because we're having all this bad snow weather here, right? Hence the reason why I'm getting started so late. And I was looking at some educational videos, and I ran on this wonderful guy I've never seen in my life, but for some reason I'm only assuming because of the research that I was doing as to why he popped up on my screen now, and I've never heard of him before, right? So keep that in the back of your head as I'm telling y'all the rest of this story. Please keep that in the back, but closer to the front of your brain, so that way you could focus on what I'm trying to tell y'all, all right? Okay, but anyway, I see his information. Never seen this guy before, but he kind of sounded something similar to what I'm saying and trying to get out to the people, but he's more on the technical side of it, and he's really going in telling what is really going on. And later on in this video, I'm explaining who this guy was, and please go check him out and subscribe to his channel, and let's get this young man up into the algorithm the way he needs to be in order to get his message out to more people. Because look, I'm looking for people, not just who wants to say yes and agree with me. I'm looking for the people that I'm getting ready to not explain in today's video. I don't want these people here with me. I really don't. Not unless they want to be educated and know the truth. So therefore they can get out of whatever they got us in, okay? But I'm looking for like-minded people such as myself that know and can see what is going on, that can help others in the process while it also benefit them as well. Because I'm not going to sit here and lie. I've always told y'all my whole goal coming onto YouTube was to further my own business, and that is still my goal, okay? But in the process, I've learned a few things, and I'm the type of person that will share. Okay, so anyway, I was laying in the bed this morning, and I'm watching these videos. I ran onto this man, right? I watched his video. Very interesting stuff. I was going to see on my stuff what was happening versus what he was telling me, and just to kind of see it. But I've already seen it without even actually seeing it because what he's saying is absolutely correct. I've said it myself a few times, okay? But then I come up on a video with Kanye West, right? And this video was talking about lift yourself. You know, the diss that he did with Drake, right? And that's when the epiphany moment kind of solidified what I was already thinking, okay? But on that song, for the ones that don't remember, was back in 2018 when Kanye and Drake was going against each other, and he was boppity boopity boopity boppity boopity. I mean, came out with a great beat. Like everybody was waiting for the lyrics to drop. They were everybody bopping. And then the words came out. Bobbity bibbity bobbity bobbity boobity bobbity boo boo, yeah, boobity boobity scoopity, yeah, bibbity bobbity boo. Okay, that was the words, right? And for the ones that really was like, what in the world, is he talking about? I mean, all he did was throw a freaking beat on this, and the beat ain't even all that, and you saying a bunch of nothing. But the mass majority of everybody was, this is fire, get it, Kanye, get it, Kanye, woo, hit on this Drake, woo, 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 hit on this Drake, ooh, this that crap went hard, okay? But what y'all don't realize Kanye was doing at that time, and maybe you're coming to the realization now, that not only was Kanye dissing Drake, but he also was dissing the people because of your lack of knowledge and awareness of what's really going on. See, our society, we love entertainment, right? We love entertainment. And on top of that, we also love money. So when you put somebody who is well known in an industry who has a lot of money, and they can basically say absolutely nothing, and you would eat it up as if it was solid gold, right? That's the only thing Kanye was basically trying to say to Drake. You ain't even worth my words, bro. So why am I going to say something? I can just throw a beat on here and go. But what he was also saying to the world, and y'all so goddamn gullible and going to eat it up, that y'all going to think this is just as hard, but you ain't as woke as you think you are. Now, that was in 2018. Now, the fruits of his labor are coming to fruition as we see, right? Here in 2025, almost exactly 7 years later, okay? So notice what is happening. Like I said, you'll see me looking down because I'm trying to make sure I stay on point. So then that brings me back to what I was listening to with the young gentleman by the name of Kenneth Blender. He is a YouTuber who was just like ourselves, started off as small YouTuber, was listening to all the gurus, and basically all the people were lying to him. Why? Trying to keep him behind so that way he could purchase all the courses from them so he can gain this information. But what they didn't realize, this man during that time is a man such as myself that does a lot of research, and he's going to try to figure out not just what now, but why is this happening? And that turned to his benefit, which took him out of the status of being a small content creator, and now he was over into the intercore that I like to talk about now. Once you in the algorithm, you can reach more people than what you can when you outside of that algorithm. Now, he don't really talk more so on the algorithm, but the behavior of what's going on with people. And with this YouTube thing, you really do have to focus on the psychology of it all, right? You have to understand who people are. But before you dabble into that, you better understand who you are, because if you do not know yourself wholeheartedly, you're going to get lost in the sauce into this platform, okay? And it's all by intricate design. That is the way it was designed, because the original algorithm, like I keep telling y'all, was designed around the people. The new algorithm is designed around AI, not the people. But what has been happening to the people is we have been slowly being desensitized to get us in a mindset that we are mindless. All we have is these short attention spans. All we want to do is be fed a whole bunch of fakeness versus looking for reality. And so now what is happening, a lot of people are craving for authenticity, so they say, but keep going to the lies and in the entertainment and the fakeness that they're getting, and believe believing that more than they're believing the truth. And you will see that happening, not just on my platform, but other platforms, and probably your own platform as well. Whenever you talk about the truth, you're not really getting the views that you really would have thought you would have got. But when you're talking about something that is entertainment, or if your morals ain't right and you rather lie to the people, then you explode out of nowhere. That is not by coincidence or luck, but by design. So I'm going to go ahead and focus back some more on Mr. Kenneth Blender. I really do wish everybody that sees my video, go look this man up. I will put a clip when I go back to edit this video so y'all can have his actual channel, so you can actually subscribe to this young man who will be able to help the masses, even probably more than I will. And I don't mind pushing him his way, all right, because he's on a mission. He is on a cause. He is on something that is going to help people, because he's really trying to give you the information that is going to help you. Okay, my mission is to help people. My mission also is to get them out of whatever this is that we are in. Some people probably look at it as a matrix. Okay, it is somewhat of a matrix. All right, maybe not so much the matrix where we're all plugged into the back of our necks, but it's a matrix that where they're program into the algorithm of your mind, and they need everything in there in the database system so that they don't need y'all anymore. And I don't know how plain and simple I can make this, right? But that is the ultimate goal, all right? To kind of get rid of and reliant on as many people as we can. Don't believe me? Look around you into your society. Go into the store. Look how the places are being replaced. Instead of you, somebody physically ringing you up, you got yourself ringing yourself up, and they're trusting the machine that you're going to do what you need to do, and they got sensors all over you. So if you were looking at the security system, they're watching your movement. They're also copying everything about you, right? So that's why I was saying in one of my videos when I said I did not like the AI system and I always was trying to stay out of it, but now I have to jump into their world and play their game, right? That's all this is, people. Please wake up and get the knowledge that you need in order to make things beneficial for you now. We probably aren't going to change the direction of any of this, right? It is going to be what it is going to be. However, while you're going through this, before you either die out or the Lord come and save us, right? You're going to have to be able to live within this system. And if you don't, well, read the book of Revelations and you'll find out what's going to happen to you. Okay, but now we're not there yet. We are here, and we're talking about what's happening now. So you could get a position in order to make whatever you need to make so you can kind of help yourself out when your money ain't gonna be really become relevant, okay? But right now your money is. And if you ever notice, whenever they're getting ready to subtract from, they draw to. So if you're getting a lot of money now and people are making money, the message is because they're overdoing it for a reason. Because money is about to not to become relevant anymore. So you can have all the money you want, because that's not going to be the divine system when it comes to payout, right? So give it out to the masses that are blind to the fact or less intelligent to figure it out, right? So, and I know to some this might be, ooh, she's a little crazy. No, she's not crazy. She's just telling you where we're going and what is actually happening. Now, what you need to do to figure out whether I'm crazy or not is to research what I'm telling you, or just freaking open your eyes and see it for what it really is, and stop being so blinded by what is being shown to you and making you desensitized on what is actually happening. It almost makes me think about back in the day when I was a kid and we used to watch that series called Charlie Brown. And every time they was inside their school, Charlie Brown teacher would be like, and she was basically talking to him. Now the students could understand what she was saying, but the viewers was like, huh? Right? So the viewers was like, what in the world, right? And now, mind you, that was back in, Charlie Brown was created in 1948, right? And now we are the students that really don't understand what's being said, but most of the information that we find entertaining or grabs our attention is basically going, and we're eating it up and sucking it up. Like I said, that was, for Charlie Brown was started back in 1948. I'm mentioning in my era back in the 1980s because that's when I was a teenager in the 80s, okay? So, from the middle 80s to the late 80s into the 90s, all right? So, I'm talking about what we were conditioned to believe and feel. And so that they were already doing it to us, because like businesses that plan out a year or two in advance, the government and the world plans out years down the line. So what we're talking about today was actually discussed years back then, right? And what they're working on in the future is already being discussed now. It's just not being brought to your attention, okay? So hopefully, people are starting to wake up and see what's really going on, because our society, again, another character. If you're not familiar with Charlie Brown, maybe you remember, hey, it's Fat Albert, right? There was a character on there by the name of Mushmouth, right? And he had these big old big lips. Okay, and that's how he kind of sound. Maybe there was a king of the hill that he had a little bit more verbiage that we could understand what he was saying a little bit, but it kind of sound crazy to us, right? And that's kind of where I think we're in today. People are hearing what they're saying is a little bit, but they're more entertained by the lie than they are the truth. And that kind of brings me back to Kenneth. Here is a man that has all this knowledge, and he does have a good following. It's not a whole huge following that he has now, not on this channel. Now, he might have other channels that have way more, but what he's trying to show you in his message, he's trying to reach to the people who are considered what they call small content creators. So I'm sure maybe he started this channel as a way to connect with those small content creators so he can pull them through the fluff so they don't have to go through what he went through or being lied to the way he was being lied to in his past, right? Because he'll show you clips of videos that he's made and posted that are not on this current channel. So that tells you he has another channel somewhere, right? So someone with his magnitude that is now at 1.7K followers as of now in 2 weeks, because he's speaking straight knowledge, is only getting 883 views on his video in 2 weeks. That knows this system like unimaginable before. I literally watched, and I didn't write down this person's name because at the time this message I'm talking to you today was formulating in my mind, but I was watching someone yesterday that had over 1 million subscribers and had only thousands of views. And I'm talking about, it was like 2 or 3 views on a video, 2,000 or 3,000 views. That was equivalent to my 800 and something subscribers and only getting 30 or 40 views. But the similarity was, we're both speaking knowledge. We're both speaking information that is very relevant to the people and is needed. but everybody is being entertained by a lie. So right now, they're not focused on the truth, right? And I'm going to give a great example of what I'm saying here. But what I want to say on that note is, I believe that the powers that be, and not just the powers that be, but the people of big businesses and in this YouTube world, YouTube as well as larger content creators themselves, maybe some of the larger content creators aren't really connecting the dots, even though they have the information. But I honestly believe they're playing on mental health. Okay, right now, I think they're really playing on mental health because a large majority of American society suffers from some type of mental health condition. And what you will see nowadays, especially on this YouTube platform, is a lot of people who have mental health issues are exploding. Why? Because they're either leading by lies or they're leading by misconception, right? And it could very well be that they themselves, in their mind, this is reality, but the people who are in reality, like, you're full of it. Stop, right? Okay. But that is what is being played on with people, and you can see it from every platform that is offering knowledge. If you pay attention to numbers, remember I told y'all numbers is key. You don't want to get into them analytics. You're never going to learn absolutely anything. But if you look at those numbers, those large numbers, and you break that formula down from the time that video was created, you're going to see the ratio from the views versus what they have as an audience. So remember, the YouTube audience, the YouTube algorithm is going to push it out to your content, your subscribers first. And if your subscribers like it, they're going to send it out to the masses, right? So when you see a video from somebody you subscribe to, even if you don't want to watch the whole thing, at least give it a minute of your time in order for it to get noticed. So that way it can go out to the masses. And if you're a content creator, here's the thing. You're going to want to do that because you're going to want somebody to do it to you. How can you say you're not going to do it for the next person when you sitting here wanting the same thing that the next person is looking for? Views and subscribers and watch time, and mostly views, because once you hit a certain point, it's just the views that really matter. The subscribers matter because they are the initial ones that push your information out into the algorithm, y'all. But there is a bigger thing being at play here. This is what's actually happening, because that mental health issue is being played on so bad that people are really focused and geared on entertainment versus knowledge. Knowledge is powerful. Knowledge is key. The Bible says, my people suffer or perish because of the lack of knowledge. If you don't understand what perish, that means they dissipate away. They go away. They struggle because they don't have the knowledge they need in order to not struggle, right? So let's put it back in the YouTube world, right? People aren't being successful because they don't know the why as to what is happening as to why they cannot. It's not the what or the how, because they got plenty of people telling them what it is and how to go about doing it. But they don't know the why. The why is the most important when it comes to YouTube. Why is my video doing this? Why isn't it taking off that way? And it's because, y'all, the mass majority of the people that are now controlling because of what they are searching. Remember, I said the only reason I feel Kenneth Bender came to me because of what I was searching, right? So the masses of people are searching for foolishness right now. And they're not searching for stuff that is going to benefit them, right? So when they hear this whole thing of YouTube is on easy mode, and they see people actually making profits for that, if their mindset is easy because I watched this girl yesterday and she was talking about, I was cooking, so I was just listening to her more so than I was watching her. But I wanted to hear her point of view. I'm a type of person that likes to see other people's perspective on things, right? And that helps me learn a little bit better. So even though I don't agree that YouTube is on easy mode, I'm going to listen as to why you do, right? And her thing was because somebody told her, and I don't know the girl's name, and I'm glad I don't because I'm trying to promote this foolishness, right? Somebody told her that YouTube was on easy mode, and because she is seeing all this money that this person who just got on YouTube. First of y'all, if they just got on YouTube, they need at least a month worth of information after they get monetized in order to have these huge checks that they're having. So a lot of this stuff that you're seeing is doctored up, all right? They're just lying to you, and it's not real, authentic information. It's stuff that they altered and put to say whatever they want you to say because, one, you're just looking at subscribers that they probably either bought or brought over from another platform, right? They haven't even been on here long enough to accumulate that kind of stuff. And even if they did get that amount of numbers within a short amount of time, far as the pay, YouTube ain't paid them yet because YouTube only pays a month. It pays a month behind. So if we're in January, that means they better have had all this success back in November or December in order to be showing you the money that they're showing you. But because people's minds ain't right, they're not thinking like that. They're just seeing what they're seeing, and so they're believing what they're seeing versus what is the truth. And so people are being led. So I know why she's listening. I just want to see what is her reasoning for following this foolishness. And this person basically is telling her YouTube is on easy mode, and she's been a struggling YouTuber. She's been doing this now for over 10 years and haven't made not one penny from YouTube, and have made multiple videos on YouTube and still ain't even first monetized and don't even have enough subscribers to be monetized. But because this person gave them so much motivation, they are now inspired to get online to do what they themselves could not do in 10 years based off of what they saw somebody else do and the numbers that's more than likely doctored up. Is showing them in order to get them to come and do it. So then I'm sitting there listening to her, and she's talking about how she really don't want to work because she hate her job. In fact, she even hate being a YouTuber. She hate doing hair, although she do it. Well, I wanted to jump through my phone and say, well, darling, if you hate so much stuff, stop doing stuff that you hate, and then you're going to find you're going to be successful at something that you love. Okay, stop doing stuff that you don't want to do. That's the first thing. Okay, you setting yourself up for failure because you're constantly doing stuff that you yourself is saying you don't want to do. But since somebody done told her she gonna make a whole bunch of money now because it's all on easy mode, okay, I'm going to get on here and now I'm going to do it because I'm taking that 30-day challenge, right? In 30 days, I'm going to have my check. Right now, even if you mysteriously, miraculously can do what she's telling you can do, you're still not going to have your check in 30 days because you're going to have to wait a whole month after you get monetized and you get your check over that $100. And hopefully you get them views, honey girl, in order to get your check. But the most mind-boggling of her whole testimony and trying to keep people on for 20 minutes, because that was what she was told. Keep your people on for 20 minutes of talking. You got to do it. So no matter what you got to talk about, you got to stay on for 20 minutes. That's the school of Dante London right there, telling people to stay on for 20 minutes. And I also seen somebody that say why he says to stay on for 20 minutes, which I will mention him in another video, so that way you can go and see the why as to why you need to do this. But she's basically trying to drag this thing out for 20 minutes, all while saying she all pumped and excited and she's going to make this money that she couldn't make in 10 years, but now she's going to make it because somebody miraculously showed her a check that just got started less than a couple of weeks ago. But how they get this check, she didn't think about that. She just listening to what they said, right? But what really got me with her whole thing was almost at the end, because she was trying to scratch that time out, she goes to say, well, I'm lazy and I don't like to do anything. I don't even know if this is going to work, because now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I don't really want to be doing this all the time. 30 days is a lot. Well, now we know why it took you 10 years to come to this point and needed that motivator to pick you up, because you yourself aren't dedicated to what you're doing. You're just looking for a quick check. Okay. And that's the thing. It's not just her, y'all. It's everybody that falls into this easy mode mentality, because the majority is not going to work, even if it was valid, because their work ethics is pure D trash. Okay. So you have to, and I'm going to tell you, for someone who got over 6,000 watch hours in less than 2 months, myself, it was hard behind work to do it. I had to post multiple videos up every day. I had to follow my analytics to find out what was working. This was like a job, a severe job at that. You know, a job that I wasn't even first getting paid for. But because of my research and my dedication and the time freedom that I actually have now that before I never had, right? I was able to do that. Now, and I know I get a little passionate when I start talking about stuff like this, because really people in general, even though I know the why as to what's happening, it's a little frustrating because a lot of people are just so freaking gullible to what's really going on, right? And it's a true saying that people don't really pay attention to what you're saying until it affects them. Now, I'll give an example of that. I made a video on January 18th, and it was talking about, and I got it pulled up here, Project 2025, food stamp reduction, right? When I first made that video, it didn't go off too well. A few people that watch my channel did mention something on it and said something. We talked, and then it kind of got lost in the sauce. But now that video today is doing quite well, and a lot of people are coming back to see that video. Why, you ask? Because it's relevant to them now. A lot of people starting to realize, oh, I heard Project 2025, but they didn't believe it. And why? Because Trump told y'all not to. Even though Harris was trying to show you. Not only did they show you, but if you was really researching this stuff, you could have went and pulled the actual Project 25 manual up and read it for yourself. But because people are so, I need somebody to do it for me instead of doing it for themselves, they're in the blind. So now that video is gaining attraction when a couple of days before it was not, right? That's because now that video is relevant to them now. Now people want to see what is going on, because now they're realizing that what I said on the 18th was in fact the truth, right? And not only me, I wasn't the only one that was saying it. I'm sure other people who've made a video about that particular title are now starting to get traction, because it is now involving them. When a person is affected by their resources, and that resources could be money, it could be food stamps, it could be housing, it could be the way they make their living, it can be their industry. Now you done awaken the beast, right? Now you done awaken the beast. You gonna have to find a way in your stuff to connect with people on the level that they are dealing with now. If you want to become viral on something, talk to the masses in their language, even if it is even if it's that language, talk to them in that language in order for them to hear what you are saying. But unfortunately, y'all, in this entertaining world, and because even today with me speaking on this, I'm sure this is far in advance in the future, even for today, right? Today, society as a whole, far as the United States of America, y'all, if we continue on this path and do not wake up to what is actually happening, we are DOOMED. And for those that can't spell, we are doomed, okay? We are so doomed here. The society, American society as a whole is doomed, right? Because far more less educated, mentally stable people are influencing the masses than those with knowledge, understanding, and some type of morals and training is getting overshadowed. And it's not because of solely the lies that are being thrown on here, but it was done by design. Y'all, please stay in contact and connection with me. Go ahead and hit that bell notification button, bell on my page, so that way you can stay in contact with the information that you need for those like-minded people, or for those that really want to know the truth, so that way they could get the help that they need. Especially as I'm learning it, I'm giving it, because by 5 years down ahead, when you really need this information, or even next year when you really need this information, and you come rushing, I will be far beyond where I'm at today. All right, so connect with me so that way we can learn together and implement what I am saying to you all, so that you can have this information real time, and not only have it, but apply it to yourself. I am going to attach why trolls can be so important in this video. Please, I know it's a little bit entertaining, but it is still a message. I was just trying to reach out to those whose minds is set on entertainment versus set on knowledge and truth. But also look at how research will help grow your channel in order for you to gain the information that you need. Get out of this matrix that they're putting us in, y'all, or trying to put us in. But I'm telling you, if you want to be woke, if you don't want to be woke and don't want to see it for what it is, then keep strolling past my video and don't look at it anymore. Because once your eyes are open, they'll never be closed. Again, be your brother and your sister's keeper. Keep God first, y'all. Hit that bell. Let's talk. Toodles.